Last week, we got our third episode of Voices from the Beyond, the Subnautica 2 audio series giving us little teasers about what's going on in the world of Subnautica 2. To get up to speed, you should probably watch my first two episodes covering the story so far if you haven't already. Now let's get into episode 3. As has become a staple in the series, our first bit of dialogue comes in over a radio.
The coral bacterium has advanced faster than we ever could have imagined. There are reports of mutated xenomorphs threatening our way of life. Some say the only option we have is to isolate, dare I say, give up on the Ariadne arm. But there is hope. There is help. The frontiersmen are en route as we speak, leading the mitigation efforts to help stop the spread and protect the human race. I, Admiral Rathene Studeber, ask for your calm and your support. Together, we will restore the...
So there we have it. As expected, this is the Carabacteria. While I thought this was the case all along, this is the first time we've had it explicitly confirmed to be the same disease from Subnautica and Below Zero. But something is happening that not even Riley's green-spotted covered nightmares could possibly have imagined. Kara seems to have mutated, or at the very least progressed as a disease. Its victims no longer simply die after a couple of agonising weeks, but they are mutating into horrifying alien xenomorphs. Now for everyone who's played Natural Selection 2, another game made by Unknown Worlds, this might not be a surprise, as we've known for a long time that the Kara aliens in this game's universe are related to the Subnautica bacteria. While I haven't yet played Natural Selection for myself, it definitely seems that these two forms of Kara are starting to converge, and that spells trouble for the universe, as these things do not look friendly. As we learned in previous episodes, this outbreak has erupted from the Ariadne arm, and it seems there have been calls to abandon the area entirely, possibly waiting for the disease to burn itself out through a lack of living hosts. But the Admiral speaking in this broadcast rules this out, saying the frontiersmen are on their way to help stop the spread and save the human race. After some quick research, this seems again to be a term used for the Marines in Natural Selection 2, so we can safely assume these are the soldiers of the Trans-System Federation, who exist in both games. We get a bit of a sneak peek of these guys in the video's thumbnail. Although it's not the biggest or most detailed image in the world, the armour they're wearing does look similar to their Natural Selection counterparts. We then get another advert for Altera's Pioneer program, its planet colonisation scheme.
Disease. Turmoil. Our world is getting darker each day. You and your family are in danger. But amidst the darkness, there is light. Join Altera's Pioneer program aboard the Cicada and discover your light on the desert oasis of Zezura. Zezura is waiting for you. Zezura is ready for you. Sign up today at...
We don't really learn much here that we didn't know before, but there is something that leaves me scratching my head a bit. The planet that the Pioneers are due to arrive on is called Zezura, and is described as a desert oasis, and the poster on the wall seems to give that impression. But we learned in the original Subnautica gameplay reveal that Zezura is the planet Subnautica 2 will take place on, and this looks like the opposite of a desert to me. Unless this is a metaphor referring to the rest of the galaxy being a desert and the planet itself being an oasis in a troubled universe, or maybe Altera is just lying here. It's also possible that Zezura was the target planet for the Pioneer program, but we crashed somewhere else en route for Subnautica 2? Maybe the surface of the planet is a really hot desert and therefore we have warm oceans? This little part of the trailer makes the surface look warm at least. Honestly, it's all a bit confusing, but maybe that's deliberate. We then cut back to the original broadcast by the Admiral of the TSF.
By the authority granted to me by the Charter and with the full support of 37 transgovs, I hereby declare martial law across the Mongolian independent states. It is a necessary step for the protection and survival not just of the TSF, but of humanity itself. Today I will outline new protocols which will be strictly enforced by our frontiersmen. To aid the mission, they will be equipped with the latest in nanotechnology and weapon systems.
So it looks like martial law is being declared across the Mongolian states, essentially putting the TSF in charge. This is a major deal and is backed by 37 other transgov corporations, which also seems to be the same number as support the TSF in Natural Selection. The Admiral says the very future of humanity is at stake, and therefore she's deploying the frontiersmen with the latest technology to try and stop the spread. For the remainder of the episode, the radio goes off and we once again get a discussion between the mother and father of the household.
I think the cicada is what we've been waiting for.
This again.
You've got to accept reality, Hannah. The grass on the range isn't growing. The horses are starving, Don't forget, last week our lab was raided and our samples taken away.
But we can start over. I'm meeting with the others in a few days to rework the plans and...
I don't want to abandon the ranch either. This was supposed to be our life. But as my Ime always said, we can adjust the sails, but we cannot adjust the wind. I'll create a home for us on Zazura. And you build the ranch of our dreams here. But promise me, please, if things are still bad or get worse, you'll come join me?
Deal.
Hey, little Koo. Dad's going to go away for a while.
What?
Don't you fear. I will always be right here.
So the husband is going to leave. He's going to join up with the Pioneer program and set sail on the Cicada to Zazura. He's lost faith that the ranch they're currently trying to build is going to work out, or at the very least he thinks they need a backup plan. The grass isn't growing, the horses are starving, and their lab was recently raided and their samples taken away. I wonder if these samples are the embryos mentioned in the previous episode, and if so, who took them? My best guess is that it was the TSF, which could make sense if they believe the embryos are infected with Kara, but that's just me speculating. We also hear that the mother is going to meet the others, which suggests there's some kind of emergency meeting being organised within the community. If the TSF has conducted a raid of the family's lab, they've likely also done the same to others. With martial law declared, I dread to think what they might do if they found anyone who was infected. As the husband is heading to Zazura, that could possibly make him a protagonist in Subnautica 2, or at least a playable character. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. He plans to make a home there while the mother and daughter remain at the ranch just in case things go wrong, although it's a little strange he'd leave his daughter behind if he thought there was imminent danger. On the flip side, if you're going to a brand new world with zero infrastructure, taking a toddler probably isn't a good idea either, so it seems the family is only being left with bad choices. We also possibly get a name for the mother, Hana, or it's possible this is a form of pet name in Mongolian culture, I'm not sure. To finish off this episode, I thought I'd once again take a look at the background, and it seems I was right that things were starting to deteriorate. Once again, the buildings outside the window have fallen even further into ruin. There's even more boards stacked against the houses, a crack in a roof, and what looks like a house in the process of being dismantled. The house that is still standing but boarded up has a for sale sign on the wall, showing us that it's not just this family who are preparing to leave. Things on this world seem to be deteriorating at an alarming rate. And that's everything I picked up in this episode. Where do you think we're going in episode 4? Do you think the mother and daughter will be forced to abandon the ranch, or will they cling on a little bit longer? Will episode 4 follow them, or will it follow the father on his journey off-world? Did you pick up on anything else I might have missed? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. And special thanks to my patrons, Matthias, Baron Windy, Immortal, and Cub Mix for making this video possible.